What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday once again. We're back here
Hello.
another week, another Friday, and I'm like, I feel beat to death. I was like, man, I'm tired, but I'll actually still do my show. Just saying. All right, the
Always got to slide that catty ass comment in there, don't you?
I do. I gotta be catty. I did I did a Carfax report on the pilot, and it's got some interesting stuff in there. What I was trying to find out was whether or not the vehicle had a timing belt on it. And I know ever since her boss has owned it, he hasn't done. I'm quiet. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Dolores, you were the first one to notice it. Yeah, I tried to turn my volume. Now I'm low volume. See? Um,
Impossible.
I'll,
Scuba, you're quiet, which is
I'm
unusual.
gonna turn it back up. Is that better? I don't want to be too high. I don't want Mick going crazy. Oh, you're blowing my eardrums. My iPod says you're too loud. Is that better? I have low volume, which is unusual. Yeah, it is. So, anyways, I ran the Carfax report,
Show me the
and
Carfax.
this thing has been. It's so weird because the vehicle originally sold in Topeka, Kansas. So Munchkin's louder than me. Match her volume. I could turn her volume down too. I mean, I can make
Just turn yours up a hair.
I'll turn yours down a little bit, and then we should match.
Hello, Graham.
Hey, Graham. Okay, so I turned Munchkin down some. Maybe now we're matching a little better. I just, Mick says I'm too loud all the time, and it's pissing
Mick
his
is not the
computer
only
off.
one.
So, yeah, well, okay. So there's multiple people that say, "Hey, you're too loud. You're too loud." So there you go. Anyways, vehicle started off in Topeka, Kansas, and this was owned by a military guy. So he bought it
Right,
there
Dolores?
and had it serviced there, and then the very next thing you see is he shipped it from. Well, I guess he took it from Topeka, Kansas, over to Oakland, California, and most unusual. And then he had the truck shipped to Australia. So this truck that's out here has been to Australia. So it's sat in Australia for, it looks like 2 years, and then it came back to Los Angeles, California in 2012. So from 2010 to 2012, it was in Australia. And then once it got back here, that's when the weird stuff, electrical system checked, trim checked, maintenance. They did maintenance on it. And then they tire condition checked, pressure checked. But the one that had me worried, cabin filter replaced, yeah, blah blah blah. Maintenance. Okay, right here in 2000.
No, not new. It was
in
the pilot that he got.
2016, he had the tires replaced, and okay, that was a normal one. In 2017, in October, he had the tires balanced and rotated. November 2017, he had the tires replaced. I mean, it doesn't say how many tires, so I don't know if
Well,
it
we
was
don't
just
know what he
one.
did to it when it was in Australia either.
So
Maybe they got really shitty roads.
I mean, the 11th of November, he had the tires replaced, and then the 29th of November, he had the tires replaced again. And I'm like, how the heck? What did he do? Buy one tire and go, I need to wait till I get paid again and buy another tire? I don't know.
Maybe he had tires put on and they were the wrong size, so he went back and I mean, who knows?
I mean,
I didn't realize it was only like 2 weeks apart. Yeah, that's bizarre.
It just shows, and then it shows where her boss bought it in June of 2019, And then basically it's just basic maintenance from there until it switched hands again to here. So that's it. There's nothing about a timing belt ever being done. I know, I mean, I'm a decent mechanic. I know I can do it. My question is, to myself is, am I too old to do it? Can I even get up under a car again and work on it? Um, it's
That's a
definitely,
good point. Tire thing could have been a recalled batch of tires.
yeah, it could have been that. It could have been,
Or Graham says mean to set on the front, and then he went and got the back ones on.
it's possible. See, it doesn't tell you all that. It doesn't say, hey, they replaced one tire or they replaced the front tire. It just says replace tires. Well, it says tire and then got S in parentheses, you know, so it could be one.
Well, the
or
guy was
all.
in the military, Dolores. So,
So,
but it's weird. I mean, you don't usually hear people in the military being stationed in Australia, but
yeah,
I'm sure some of them do.
yeah. So, anyways, pay someone to do timing belt. Yeah, DeMillan. If I did that, it's not going to be cheap. I could get it if I could do the timing belt myself. It'd be way cheaper, and I know it'd be done right. That's the thing, man. You trusting some mechanics these days, you don't know. They could say they did the timing belt, and how would I know? If it was broken and the car wasn't running, well, that would kill the engine, number one. But on a normal car that doesn't have an interference engine, if timing belt breaks, car won't run. So if they don't do timing belt, it won't start. If you take a car that's running in to do the timing belt, they could say, yeah, we did it and it's still running. You wouldn't really know unless you know how to take the covers off and check the belt to see if it looks newer, or if you took the covers
Oh,
off
he'll
and
buy
marked
them to
them.
Millen. He's already
But
looked at the tools he needs.
yeah,
Um,
I got all the tools I need except
Cherokee, is it a 2000? Was it 2010
yep,
Pilot?
2010 Honda Pilot EXL, 4-wheel drive actually. So the 4-wheel drive is not the better out of the two, but yeah, it's 4-wheel drive. Just because if you have problems with the transmission, 4-wheel drive stuff is very expensive to get fixed. Hey Neil, how's it going? I have been thinking about, you know, because there hasn't been a lot of new stuff come out lately, but I did see that Dead Rabbit 3 RTA. That one looks interesting. I may jump the gun. Well, I'll have to wait till I get paid again, then buy or put it on a credit. I hate putting stuff on a credit card, and get that Dead Rabbit 3 RTA. That I don't mind building on here. And it's top airflow. So if we can get another one besides the Juggernaut and all these other ones that we like, we don't have enough top airflow RTAs, but I'm always on the lookout for another one. I don't care. Yes, you are. Well, it depends, DeMillan, on your car, but most newer model cars, the timing belt is the timing belt. Good Lord. The water pump is built in behind the timing belt anyway. So yeah, you can buy it as a kit. Like for that particular vehicle, when you buy the kit, you get the water pump, the timing belt, the tensioner pulley, and the other little tensioner that holds the timing belt tight. It looks like it's got a grenade pin on it. It's got all that stuff. A new seal for the water pump. Forgot what else it comes with. But Hondas are weird because they're freaking thing. The Valhalla Micro. Yeah, I saw you talking about that, Cloud Chucker. It's just that's a smaller RDA of the tank I already have, or the RDA I already have. I'm not trying to get that small. Do you have to take the motor mount off to get the belt? Yes, you do have to take one motor mount off, Neil, to get the timing belt off. It has a center motor mount on the front side of the motor that's got 3 bolts in it. And one of them is really hard to get to because for some reason Honda decided to make it inside, like say this is the metal. They put a hole right here and the bolt is inside the hole. So you can't even grab it with your fingers. So you have to get a socket in there, and it's right up against the firewall. So it's hard to get a socket in there and then get a ratchet on it to get it loose. So that's going to be the hardest bolt to get off besides the harmonic balancer, because Once again, Honda made a special tool just to take off that one bolt so you can hold your harmonic balancer still. It's got a 50 millimeter hexagon tool that goes on there. You hold that still while you turn the 19 millimeter bolt that goes in to holds the harmonic balancer on. Yeah. Oh, your cord had a chain belt. Yeah, this is definitely a chain belt. Chain timing belt. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they used to have chains back in the day. I've personally done timing chains myself, and I've also done timing belt. Even my old 1980 Mustang had a timing belt. And that one wasn't an interference engine though. So when the timing belt snapped on it, all I'd do was take it apart and put a new one on there, and I was good to go. Like I said last week, the interference engines, if your timing belt breaks while it's running, you pretty much just screwed your engine. It's going to bend all kinds of valves and stuff. And Addie, you are here early, man.
Hello, Addie.
Somebody take the night off or something? That's weird for Addie to be here this early. I don't have any fans going. No wonder it feels so hot in here. Somebody's been in here.
No, I'm up here freezing my ass off.
Somebody's been in here playing with my switches.
Yeah.
Because when I came home from work, both these blue lights were on and this snake light was on. I didn't leave those on. I didn't turn those on. Somebody did. They went through every remote till they got that one. There we go. So anyways, I mean, besides me trying to do, I mean, I want to do the timing belt myself just because it's okay, this is the difference. Whoa.
Did you just fall out of your chair?
No.
What'd you do?
Something fell up there and it knocked multiple things over while the fan was turning.
That does not surprise me.
Trackman Joe. What was I saying about the timing belt? Oh, timing belt, for me to buy the parts without buying any tools or anything, is about, well, for the kit, I should say, that's got the water pump with it, it's about $156. If I take it to have it done, you're talking anywhere from $1,500 to $2,800 to have somebody else do the timing belt. So, you know, if you're using bait budget hands, you're probably going to go with the $156 option over to maybe, I'd say anywhere between.
Well, 156 plus the $250 torque wrench, plus the torch that you're going to have to buy because you don't know where your other one went. And you might need one to get that one bolt off.
The torch is only like $8 or $9. Not that you know, and that's only if I can't get the bolt off, but I think I'll be able to get that bolt off. I haven't had to change the coils or the cotton inside the Juggernaut. I've been vaping it right now is what I'm vaping that, but I had the tripod sitting off because I had the tripod just laying over in the corner for a while because I didn't want to use it when I went to Louisiana because I didn't want to have to fill the thing every couple minutes. But I just tried to vape it a second ago. Ooh, that tastes terrible. It's like the juice tastes old now in it. So I'm probably gonna have to rebuild it. I haven't done anything with the Dead Rabbit R lately. It's just one of those weeks. The mechanics get a lot of money. 63% of the job is labor, Demon Hunter. So
yeah, Demon
when
Hunter,
I was a mechanic, we wouldn't
labor
get
is
paid that
expensive
good.
as shit.
I mean, well, dealerships charge a whole lot, but even regular mechanic shops, I got burned out being a mechanic because one of the jobs I took, went and did a job. I don't remember if it was a timing belt or what. I think it was a water pump, but it was a water pump that was behind the timing belt. So you might as well say I had to do a timing belt and water pump. So I got done, and then my manager was like, "Oh yeah, we were just letting you get experience." And the dude asked me, "Do you know how to do it?" I said, "Yes." So I went and did it, There was no helping me. I did it all myself. And then he's gonna say you're getting experience. What? What? So I
Right.
didn't get paid any labor time for that. Needless to say, I didn't work there very much longer. I think I stayed there another week or two. Especially once I saw them rip somebody off. Somebody came in, their car was overheating really bad. They didn't know what was going on. And I tried to do the right thing. And I went and told my boss, I said, look, the only reason this car is running hot is because they had an electric cooling fan. It was unplugged. I said, their fan's unplugged. So I sat there and watched him tell that customer, yeah, we're going to take care of this. It's going to take us about an hour or two to get it done and come back in. And all I had to do literally was plug the fan back in, and that was it. But if I would have did that and told him nothing's wrong with it and sent him on their way, then he would have got mad at me. So, after that, I just quit. I couldn't work for, I don't know, maybe
A
it's
crook?
just, yeah, a crook.
No, the guys I took my car to, they wouldn't. Mm-mm.
I'm not,
Nope.
yeah, I couldn't do that, man.
I mean, shit, I went to go get my car inspected, right? And this was my first car that was a piece of shit. The window wouldn't roll up, the driver's side window or down,
Mm-hmm.
and the mirror was busted. So they're like, well, you got to get that fixed. I ended up helping the guy fix it. And they didn't charge me anything because he's like trying to do it. And he's like, can you come over here and hold this? So I ended up just helping him, and they didn't charge me for it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I used to take mine to Mickey all the time, be like, I fucked it up. He's like, nah, fix this,
Wow.
fix that, and then let me go on my way.
Yeah, why would he message me right now?
Who?
I'm watching with my cat.
Oh.
Doesn't work. Oh, okay. Oh, speaking of which, how many wraps will I need on Canthal A1 to get around a 0.50 on the Arbiter Solo? So you're doing a single coil, obviously. If it's on the Solo, I do believe. What gauge wire are you using? If you're using 26 gauge, I think, 6 wraps on 3mm, 26 gauge gives me right about 0.5. Really close. You'll be between 0.43 and 0.5. Usually after it settles in, I get around 0.43 because, well, 0.46 actually, because when you take that same coil, which is what I build, well, on fused Claptons. Now, if you're not doing Claptons, that's going to change. That's all I've done so long now. I'm used to just calculating that in my head. But the guy my friend that I was trying to help quit smoking, who is watching right now, by the way, on his TV.
Hi, Walker. And your kitty cat.
He is now like 4 or 5 days in with 0 cigarettes, guys.
Awesome.
And I'm like, wow, man. Not everybody can just pick up vaping and stop cigarettes altogether. Most of the time, yes, I do, Neil. Most of the time, people will dual use for a period of time before they can switch over to full on vaping. I mean, for me, it was pretty much just an instant thing. It's like, hey, I just didn't really have the desire. I mean, I still wanted a cigarette, don't get me wrong, but I didn't have to have a cigarette. And I said, well, since I don't have to have it, I'm just going to keep vaping. So I would vape. And then that feeling went away. And I said, well, if I can just keep going like this, it's 24 gauge. Ooh, that's some thick wire. That's going to take more wraps, Cloud Chucker. So, see, 26.6. I think 24 gauge. Man, that's thick wire, dude. Why are you using 24 gauge on a Solo? I think you need at least 8 wraps, maybe 9. I mean, I'd have to look it up on the Corley website thing to see, but oh, thanks, Dolores.
Awesome,
haven't.
Molly. Took me a bit
Yeah,
longer
there
than
you go.
that.
Steam engine, that thing. Yeah, that'll tell you. That's usually pretty close. Um, I've never known like steam engine to be dead on the money every time, but it's pretty close to give you an idea. If you're building like normal wire, I think they've put some options in for Claptons and stuff now, but I don't remember. It's been a while since I looked at it. It came in your Core Master kit. Oh. And my phone is dinging.
Hello, Angel.
My son's getting another promotion.
Oh, awesome.
I don't understand. I mean, I know he's working for Home Depot. Now he's going to be running customer service desk.
He's busting his ass. It's about time people get recognized for the hard work that they do and going above and beyond what's expected of them. Good for him.
All right. Well, I don't know why do they text me every time on a Friday?
Because they know you're a captive audience and they can sit here and watch you ignore them. And they're like, look, I heard it ding. He heard it too. Now he's ignoring me.
The pay will
Oh,
suck. I mean, according to what he's saying,
he's getting paid pretty good.
He makes more money than I do.
He makes just about what I do without bonuses. So yeah,
Yeah.
he's doing pretty good for himself.
I want to make some more wire. I really want to show Walker. Actually, we can show Walker how to do a basic coil.
Teach him how to do a basic bitch coil.
Just a basic coil, basic bitch coil. Yeah. We'll do that. Now, if you're looking to buy some wire, there used to be a place called Lightning Vapes, which now is called Wire Optum. Believe that.
Addie, he'd probably do that if it was closer to like less than 1,000 to have it done. But when you're looking upwards of $2,500 possibly.
Yeah. The prices have went way up from when you used to be able to go and get a timing belt done. So now there's multiple ways you can do this. Obviously, if you're building a standard coil. Now what I have here, this is 26 gauge Canthal A1. Okay, this is 100 foot. It's not a real big roll of it. You obviously don't need. Okay, go for it, Cloud Chucker. Let me know how that works out for you. You don't need a ton of wire for this. Let's first let's cut it off and get it nice and smooth here. I don't want that curvy part. All right. Depending on what kind of coil you're making, obviously, but if we're just doing a standard coil, I'm going to take a piece of wire, maybe 6 to 8 inches long. That should be all you're going to need. Always take and fold this back off so that you don't end up with a big strand of a bird's nest of fishing line all over your desk or wherever you keep your wire. You can wrap this on just a basic screwdriver or something. Especially if you have a screwdriver that's like 3 millimeter. So what you would do on a screwdriver is you would take like your thumb and hold this flat here and then just wrap around. I'm going to show you how to do it with a Coil Master because this will make your life easier and you don't have to use your vision as much. We're getting old, so this is a Coil Master. Actually, let me show you the whole thing. So this Coil Master comes with this actual tool, and then you have your different millimeter sizes. So depending on which one of these guys you use here is what goes in the end. And if you look right here, there's a little screw. That's what catches your wire as you're spinning it. You'll see that in a second. So you got 2.5 and 3 right there. And then right here I have 1.5 and 2.0. And then this is the big one here. This is 3.5 and 4.0. So if you want a big 4 millimeter coil. And all those are also marked here on these little guys that you can barely read because there we go. See, you got 3.5 and 3.0 right there. I think that's 2.0. My bad. 3.0 is already in it. So on the newer coily tools, you have this where you can actually slide in a coil and just start wrapping. You could just wrap it by hand if you want, or you can take this and go through this hole right here. And you're just going to hold your wire, and then I just basically pull this wire down, and then you're just going to wrap it however many times. You count the very first wrap too. So right where your thumb is, as soon as it gets right there, that's your first wrap. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just going to do a bunch of wraps right here, okay? Just so I can show you what this tool does and why it's good to have. So right here, if this will focus, you can see how well it wraps that coil, makes a nice spiral out of that wire, right? So if you're just going for a standard coil, you could go this route, install this, you're good to go. Most of those little rebuildable devices that you use on something like the Aegis Boost or something, this is fine. I'd rather use a fuse Clapton, but you can use something like this. And say you want a spaced coil. Now, the advantages of space coils are for tanks that have like smaller juice flow, and you seem to get a lot of dry hits from it. So what I do on something like this, if I want a space coil, I'm going to catch this very first coil with what little fingernail I have left because I got rid of my fingernails. And then I'm just going to slide this down this rod just like this. Just pull. See how that stretches that out? And now if I want it to be spaced, all I got to do is take this, keep this wire tight on this side and push it all back up against here and let go. And then you end up with a perfectly spaced wire right here. Not going to focus worth a darn, is it? There we go. Look at that. Spaced. Done. Very simple, effective technique. And if you need to, tweak the legs to get there, see how this leg is all crooked? So all I do is I turn this around and put it back on this post, and I hold this side over here. I take this rod, I go back and catch this with that little nut right there, and then I just turn it around a little bit more and let go. I'll straighten the leg out. Then you have yourself a coil right there. Easily done, right? I mean, I'm sure this is vintage. Thanks, Timekeeper. So yeah, if you wanted to build something simple like this, I mean, which this by all means will get you by any day of the week. You don't have to build fancy coils to get a good vape. Don't let anybody tell you that, oh, you got to make a fuse Clapton or the flavor's going to suck. You'll get better flavor with fancy coils, don't get me wrong. Now, the difference between a fuse Clapton and an Alien, though, to me is such a slight difference. I don't waste my time building Aliens because, honestly, I'm only getting maybe 5 to 10% more flavor than I do from a regular fuse Clapton. And I can make a strand of regular fuse Clapton in 5 minutes. Boom, boom, start to finish, done. It's just that simple. I mean, now, if say you don't have this Coil Master tool, which I think they still have their website up. I'm not going to even try and give a link. YouTube's probably going to kick my butt for even talking about stuff like this, but say you just have a piece of wire and you don't have that Coily tool. Now, this is a lot harder, especially with somebody with bad vision like me. But I'm just going to take this screwdriver here and try and demonstrate this, but I'm going to try. So I'm just going to take this wire and I'm just going to slowly wrap this around and try to keep tension on the wire and go around doing the same thing that the Coil Master did. And it's not going to be as tight as the Coil Master can do it. Sometimes, I mean, if I still had good vision, I could probably get it as tight as that, but I'm just wrapping a bunch of wraps right here. That one could have been tighter for sure. All right. So you can see that I did not do as good a job as the coil master. Well, come on now. There we go. You can see a little bit of gap in there. That's, you know, there's uniformity for you. I can't get it as close as the coil master tool does it. But if I take that off, maybe this will show up better. It's still vapable, by all means. It's still vapable. It's just not pretty. Coil master, I mean, obviously, Harry, yeah, the coil master is going to give you a much more uniform coil. You can see, even with me straightening it out and doing a spaced coil, this came out way better than me trying to wrap it around this. I'm just not a big fan of trying to do it this way. They make different devices that also are like this, that you can just slide your coil in and then spin the screwdriver and make your coil, which also works. But
Drill bit, hell, I've used the ink thing from a pen before in a pinch because I didn't have anything.
I mean, just to know that you can do it though, if you don't have access to your tools or something, then you know you'd be good to go that way. There's not always, you know, you don't always have to have every tool at your disposal just to be able to make a coil, because sometimes you might be in a pinch and you can't make a coil right then on a coil master. So you got to use what you have. Did Coil Master go out of business? Neil, not that I know of. Last I saw, their website was still up. But the Wang and the guys that I knew at Coil Master no longer work there. So I think somebody else owns the company now. They definitely don't try to make anything new or send anything out. They've asked me for ideas multiple times, but they were trying to go down the other route that I didn't want to go down. You know, that Cibita stuff that started up. They wanted to go that route. And I'm like, no, I'm not. They wanted to know all about it. And I'm like, look, dude, I don't even use that stuff. I can't lead you in the right direction for that. They thought that was going to be the future, you know, which maybe it was. I don't know. But
well, not here now, you know what I mean?
Right. So, yeah, the OGs are all gone. You're right, Wally. They're all gone.
I think wasn't the last thing they put out was that kit, that round kit with all the different stuff in it, all the different coils.
Let me see. Here's some fused Clapton. Oh, I'm trying to show it, and I don't even have the camera going. This is some fused Clapton wire I made a while back. There you go. You can see that wire has got another wrap wire going around it. And I can show you a really simple way to make this type of coil. So if you look at the end here and look inside of it, which is not going to focus because this is just too small for my camera, but there's two cores inside of there. So I'll try it. If my drill is here and have my vise, so that's half the battle right there. I'll show you how that works. Don't have to have. Only thing oh, there's my drill. Okay, well, I guess we can do it then. So,
hola, Jesse.
What I have on my vise is this guy right here. Now, you don't have to have one of these. This is just optional. What this is like a skateboard bearing, and it's got a key ring on this side, and I'll show you why that's important here. And you don't have to have this type of vise either. This is a suction cup vise, so I can stick it to my desk, even though that's probably not my best bet because I have a mat over my desk, so it makes it to where I can't really do anything. But let's back this up here. I'm going to try to get this to stick to my desk. I don't have any spray or anything to get my desk wet because that's the only way this thing really sticks worth a darn. I can just get it up closer. And I don't have to make, maybe I won't make a really big wire and then we'll be good to go, hopefully. I got rubber piece always pops and goes back up under. I might just cut those little sections off. There we go. Get on there. Don't want them pop back in there again. All right, it's holding right this second. And I'm going to make this where y'all can see it on camera here. It's just got to...
Yeah, I keep doing that, Jazzy. Mine, for some reason, keeps stopping.
So, wait, first let me go to the camera.
Hi, Don Juan.
So maybe y'all can see, there's where I got my vise right now. But I'm going to take that 26 gauge I was just showing you. Usually, what'd I just do? Man, I swear. So when I'm making a decent sized strand, if I want to make say I want to be able to make about 8 coils, to do a fuse Clapton, I'm gonna need it's great, awesome, Harry.
Dolores posted the link up above, Neil.
To do a good sized fuse Clapton, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna need about 6 foot of wire for my my core wire. So all I do is I take this wire and I pull it out the length of my arm. Simple as that. Then I grab that wire and I do the same thing again. So there we go. Now we got an equal length of wire pretty much, and I'm going to cut that right there. And as you can see, it is all balled up. Now, you can straighten this wire if you would like. All you have to do is basically hold one side with some pliers and then put the other side in your drill and spin it, and this wire will be perfectly straight. You only have to spin it for a couple of seconds and it'll straighten this wire out. But so yeah, we're gonna do that jig here in just a second. I'm gonna take both ends of the wire and just put them together, and then I'm gonna pull down so I can find the center of the wire, and then I'm just gonna kind of fold it right there. So now basically I have 2 lines, and then one side has a loop and this side is open. There's 2 wires right there. So I'm just going to slide one side of this through that O-ring that I have over here. Now, if you don't have one of these, that's fine. You can get a swivel from like Bass Pro Shops or something. I recommend getting a ball bearing one of those because those work so much better than the little cheapo swivels. And now, wow, these are actually perfectly even. Now you see where it's taking me though, all the way off the side of my desk because I didn't give myself enough room. I'm gonna try and make this where I can make it all fit though, guys, and where y'all can see it. When that's really gonna be hard. Now I'm just putting this end into my drill. Slowly but surely here. Get over here. Not scorpion. All right. I'm banging the microphone. I just muted myself and then unmuted myself. Okay. Now, let me see if I can get this a little further over maybe. The problem is I know for a fact that this thing is going to pop loose because there is no way it's going to stick to my desk right here. Why is it not suction cupping?
Where's your Windex, dear?
I don't know. Somebody moved it. It's not even trying to suck. Okay. My drill fell. The suction cup part is not working. Oh, now it's working? Really? After I broke off the thing? Fine.
98. Wow. I hope she's doing well, Jazzy.
All right. Oh, did she hit her birthday now?
On the 19th.
Nice.
I get the warning on my computer too, Neil.
All right, now I have to find the center of this wire again because I've completely trashed it, dropping my drill. I just don't have enough room, man. That's my main problem. Make this a little bit shorter. Actually, I got to feed it back through now. I don't know what happened there, but it snapped the wire, I guess. All right. Is that enough? Maybe. You still can't see, and I got my drink in the way. Let's move that first. All right. Trying to line this up. Now, I'm going to show this on camera because this is the important part. So, what we have here, why aren't you at the download festival? What download festival? All right. This is 36 gauge. Now, you remember I put 26 gauge for my core wires. This is 36 gauge, also Kanthal. Now, what I have around here, this is a Betalon. You can buy these off of Amazon. There's the name of the company. Boom. You can buy a pack of 5. You can buy a pack of 50 if you want to. All that does is hold resistance on this wire so that your wire doesn't go spooling off and make a big old fishnet. Now, what this is here, you don't have to use this. This is just something that worked out good for me because this is an old CE5 head out of tanks that we used to vape a long time ago. And the reason I use it is because the bottom here has this perfect little cutout that fits exactly the size of a fused Clapton. So this basically just rolls down through there. But you could use anything that's just got a round hole just to keep your wire from brushing right up against the actual coil that you're making so that it doesn't cut into here. So all I'm going to do, see, I have pretty good resistance. Like, you want it to have a little resistance, but not much. You should be able to pull this wire out fairly easily. It's going to take this and wrap this around my drill here. The leads that are sticking out. And you probably won't be able to see it because I know this is far away, but I'm going to show you how difficult this is. Once I get this wrapped around here, I'm going to get my drill on, make sure my wire is straight and everything. I'm just going to spin this a couple times. And to get this wire all the way up here tight against the actual core wire. So I'm just bringing this up until it catches right there. So now you can see that that little guy is hanging right there, and it's kind of in the slot where the cores are. And all I have to do basically is just hold the trigger on my drill now. Now this may shake around. You want to keep tension on this wire. You can go at a decent rate of speed. You don't want to go real fast because it'll probably snap the wire, especially 36 gauge. 36 gauge is pretty thin as far as wire goes. Hey, Frankenmeiser. So I try not to spin this really fast. I mean, I can crank it. I know this is right by the microphone. Let me move that away. That's probably loud. But you can see it's not going across really fast. So if I wanted to go faster, I just flip this drill into high mode and it'll book it across here. Because this wire is actually pretty bent up. I was just using it as an example, but I might as well not waste wire, right? And go ahead and get some decent coils out of this. I'm going to put this in a higher speed mode so that we can get this done faster, hopefully. Let me take a couple of vapes first. I don't know what Munchkin's doing. She's keeping y'all so entertained. Exactly. And here we go.
You haven't stopped talking, so how am I supposed to keep them entertained when you're talking?
So it's going pretty smooth now. I don't even have to watch this. It literally will wrap itself as it speeds across. And I keep my fingers kind of on the wire. That keeps the wire from bouncing around. And I got almost a foot of wire done so far. Wow. My flapping gums, my bad, Dolores. I didn't know I was flapping my gums that much.
Well, I've said a couple things and you haven't responded to me, so I'm just going to do my own thing over here. Damn, Frankenmeiser.
You said something that required my response?
An acknowledgement, sure. Yeah, I did a closing for 2 people that had been diagnosed, so I went and met them at their car and stood away from them while they signed on their trunk.
Yeah, I was kind of worried about them, her going out there to the COVID folks, but
I didn't have to touch them. They had their masks on. They kept the pens. It was all good. I washed my hands after I touched the papers. They asked if I minded. I said, as long as you don't sneeze directly into my eyeballs, we'll be fine.
This actually is, I almost want to use like a zip tie or something on the,
that button's hard to push on my drill. It actually hurts my finger. It's like, oh, my finger. Really? Your finger hurts? Yeah. It's hard to push this button that long.
I didn't get the booster, just the vaccine.
We did get a booster. You got their second shot?
That's not the booster.
Well, that's true. That's not the booster. Yeah, we didn't go get the booster.
I don't think we were eligible for the booster yet because we got the second one right before a couple weeks. Wait, when was that? Was that this year?
We
March?
were supposed to get the booster last month.
Oh, okay.
We're halfway across now. And it's just booking it along. I don't know if you can see the...
Well, they were
just
5
cruising.
days past. They just couldn't go get their negative tests because I guess the pharmacy ran out of them or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I can understand that.
I
Dolores.
know I'll probably make this look easy. It probably won't go this well your first time you try it, but it does get easy, I promise. You'll be doing this like in no time. Really not that bad.
This is where the wire's all janked up at. It may or may not mess up right here.
I can't even tell what it's doing now. It's bouncing around so much.
That's why I didn't get the booster, Graham. Figured that, I dodged a bullet and didn't get any side effects from the first 2. So 6 more, you get a free coffee, Kidman.
Oh, that's good enough.
I'm not worried
All
about
right.
it.
So
Hi,
when
Frankenmeiser.
that gets done, what I do is I pull some slack off so that I can still wrap my wire back up. So I'm going to pull some slack off this wire, cut it. Now I have, let me show you here on the building cam. So I just pulled some extra slack off so that I can always wrap this thing back up and I don't have to worry about things spooling and going all over the place on me. Take this wire here, slide it down in this groove, and I just keep the tool on there, and that way I don't lose it. And I have still lost them. You still can lose them, trust me. And I just bought, they had a sale over at the wire place, so fortunately, I know I go through a lot of 36 gauge, so I didn't realize there's a whole 500-foot roll. There's 2 more 500-foot rolls. There's 2 more 500-foot rolls. And there's 2 more 500-foot rolls. I think I'm set on 36 gauge for a little while now. What's that? 1,000, 2,000, 3,500 feet? So I got a little bit of wire now. The 26 gauge, honestly, I probably won't go through a whole spool of that. And I have extra of it, so I'm good as far as that goes. Let me cut this wire now, the one that I just made. And we're going to see what this looks like. Yeah, basically an EVOD coil, Mowgli. Yeah, EVOD coil, CE5, whatever you want to call it. So here's the wire I just made. Let's see if it'll focus, maybe. Trying.
I saw that a little bit earlier, Wally.
That looks
He's
like
got Hunt's something Hunt syndrome. It's a
that looks so straight.
it's not a side effect, but it has to do with the chickenpox virus. So some people can develop shingles, other people can develop this syndrome that affects the nerve between or around your ear, and it paralyzes one side of your face. So he can't blink or smile or anything.
So let's just make a coil with this because I honestly can't even show you guys. That wire is so tight.
Yeah, that's it, Dolores.
Can't even see it. So I'm gonna make a coil with this. What I normally do is 6 wraps with this on 3
Cloud Chucker
millimeters.
said it came out to 0.71.
0.71 on 24 gauge. Good Lord. We'll take some wraps off. That's nuts.
Yeah, I mean his wife just had a stroke, and caused by an undetected heart ailment, and then before that he was diagnosed with Lyme disease. So yeah, those two need to be like wrapped in bubble wrap, and I wouldn't say protected at all costs because it is Justin Bieber, but still, that sucks.
There we go. Now let's take this and cut it, and then maybe y'all be able to see the coil because everything else wants to roll off my desk.
I mean, I suppose it's better they found out about her heart condition now while it can be treated when it's still early than later. Temporarily fucked up, John Q. Yeah.
There you go. Now you can see what a fused Clapton looks.
Wow, that zoomed in really nice.
That's it, and that's 6 wraps right there on 3 millimeters.
Well, I don't
so.
think he gave himself chicken pox. Oh,
not,
you mean
not hard to
yeah,
do.
yeah.
You can do it yourself. Trust me, I'm no miracle worker. You can do this easily all yourself. Thank you, Harry.
Well, it came from the chicken pox, so I mean.
And now I still have a bunch more. That's all crooked there. I got to straighten that out. I usually, before I take it off the drill, I straighten this, but I didn't do it this time because I was just trying to get past it right now. All this stuff is in my way, to be honest with you. Wow. The suction cup just released, so if I wouldn't have done
perfect
that right
timing.
then, yeah, it would have been all over the place. All right. That's that. Well, maybe I can build something tonight now that I got wire to make coils with.
What you gonna build?
I don't know. Is there any request in the audience? We can go from that route too.
Sudden adult death syndrome. Yeah. Why would I look for a connection between a COVID vaccine and a syndrome caused by chickenpox virus?
Dolores, I'm glad you brought that up. Well, Cloud Chucker,
if you're always looking for connections, you're always going to find one.
Cloud Chucker messaged me and he asked, was there going to be a show tonight? And I said, well, actually, yeah, of course there's going to be a show, but right now I'm trying to think of a title. He said, well, why don't you put Cloud Chucker, how did he say it? Oh, this one's for Cloud Chucker. He wanted me to put this one's for Cloud Chucker. So all I really wanted to put up, was the timing belt thing, and because I don't have anything new, so I was like, I'll just put, and then I just put insert Cloud Chucker title here. That's where that came from. I tried to put, timing belt, me or shop, and then I put, and Cloud Chucker wants his name in lights, but it wouldn't fit the title was too long, so I couldn't use that.
You ran out of space on the page.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, it only gives you like 100 characters for a title, so if you go over that, I mean, if I took Munchkin and Scuba off, it would have fit, but uh, it is what it is. I did post, for those that were worried about the last show that I took down for a little while, I just did that because of the phone number. And honestly, it makes me mad because I literally took out like 2 seconds of video.
But
And
it would have been
took,
funny if people started trolling Patrick.
it took an entire day for YouTube to process the video. I'm like, are you serious? An entire day.
It doesn't even take that long to. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're right, if it's processing, it should take 2 hours. If it's a 2 hour show, it should take 2 hours to process, I would think. But it don't work that way. All day. The next day, I was able to post it. I think. So.
For 15 years, Scuba was too loud. Now I can hardly hear him.
Do y'all want me to turn my sound back up? I mean,
I think they do.
yeah, okay.
I think they do.
I'll go up to right here. How about that? Am I loud enough now? Because, Mick was
Sound the
always,
same
oh,
to
my,
me.
I know, right? I sound the same to you, but to them,
Mhm.
I'm probably a lot louder. So, sorry, guys. I don't
He
mean to.
turned it up to 11.
No, I didn't go all the way up. I can go higher.
No. It's good.
The new and improved quieter Scuba, see? People are going to think I sound like this in real life.
Quieter Scuba doesn't exist. He's
She
just
didn't
turned
get
his
that.
own volume down. What'd you say?
I said, people are going to think I talk like this in real life.
Yeah, right. Y'all haven't heard him sneeze. Well, maybe you have because you can hear it everywhere. So, Jesus. All right.
I'm a little loud when I sneeze.
He yells. He doesn't just sneeze and go achoo. He yells like he's got to announce it to the neighborhood.
Wally,
I think that's an old guy thing. You hit a certain age and you got to start screaming when you sneeze.
maybe it depends on what kind of speakers you have hooked to your computer or your TV or whatever device you're watching on it. Because if you have something that has low quality audio, it's going to be really hard to hear it. I can hear Mick better down here on the computer than I can on the TV upstairs. But the TV upstairs, the speakers on it are kind of a joke anyway. On that note, as far as the timing belt and stuff goes, I have to wait at least till next week till I get paid so I don't know how I want to do it yet. The one thing that I do want to buy, well, if I can't find my jack stands, because literally, guys, when I left Georgia, I threw almost everything away. I kept most of my tools, although I didn't keep my airline or my giant compressor, which stayed in storage. Rest in peace, compressor. I got a small compressor here with no airline. I have my air tools, but no airline or a decent compressor to use it. And what I want, even though I have torque wrenches, I want a digital torque wrench. I want one that beeps at me when I get to the right torque. I don't even need to see it. I just turn it, beep, beep, beep. I know I'm done, That's what I want. They got a 2-pack. Well, actually, that 2-pack one, I saw some bad reviews on it, so I don't want to get that one. And I don't even want to think how much the one Snap-on makes cost. So
Beaver can still hear. He just can't
how's my nose doing?
blink or smile on one side of his face.
Dom Long, surprisingly enough, because I thought about this. It's weird that you bring it up. About 2 weeks ago, I thought about that. I was like, I wonder if I got the feeling back of my nose. So I started touching it. It's pretty much all back to normal now. There was a long period of time that the front of my nose was still numb, but I can feel everything now. So
That's
it's
nothing. When I had these teeth pulled over here, everything from like here down on my face was numb. I couldn't feel my bottom lip, my chin, nothing. That lasted about a week before it went away. They told me that might not ever go away. I'm like, why didn't you tell me that before? I mean, of all things that could happen, that one isn't the most horrible, but
if the wind's blowing right, I can hear Scuba sneezes in Michigan.
Hmm.
I'm not going to doubt that. I don't, she thinks I do it on purpose.
You do it on purpose because I've heard you sneeze in front of other people in places where you can't scream
That
and you don't freaking.
it's
You
because
sneeze like a normal human being.
that was a smaller sneeze. If it's a
All
full blown,
sneezes are the same.
no, they are not. No, they are not. You know better than that. Sometimes you just a little
Your
bit,
vocal
and then other
cords do
times I
not
gotta
need to be involved in the sneezing
because
process
I take
at
a
all.
big breath when I sneeze, and yeah,
Well, that's not something I ever thought about before, Dom Long. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. Yeah.
And to give Walker an idea, that juice that he got. So I know
He is DeMillan.
he's vaping the Nilla nuts. So out of the juices that I sent him, he's vaping Nilla nuts, which is awesome. So he's vaping that at 12 milligram, and I made some of that strawberry at the same time. I think he said you can barely tell any's gone from his bottle. That's where my bottle's at. And it's the same size bottle you got, Walker. Yeah, mine's almost gone. So I'm about out of juice.
These are the 2 bottles I made. What was it, last week? Was it last week?
How am I going through so much juice, man? I mean, I'm using the Juggernaut V2, but I shouldn't be going through that much more juice.
Oh.
Exactly, timekeeper. If I don't let it go, man, my eyeballs are gonna pop out. We had a good time at Busch Gardens, and believe it or not, Air Supply is coming to do a concert at Busch Gardens in 8 days. So since we got season passes, we're able to go see it. You can pay extra money to get preferred seating, but it says first come, first serve. So it's like, if you don't get there quick enough, which that's impossible to do at Busch Gardens because there's a line for everything. But $795 for a torque wrench? No, Dolores. Well, it depends. If you're looking up Snap-on, oh, you looked up Snap-on? Yeah. I could have told you it was going to be expensive. I have some Snap-on tools. My fluke meter was from Snap-on. I got ratchets from Snap-on. My impact is a Snap-on. Their stuff is high dollar, but it's got a lifetime warranty on it. The hammer that I got from Snap-on.
So does Craftsman, and it's not nearly as fucking expensive as Snap-on.
Yeah, but the Snap-on truck, when you're a mechanic, they come by like once or twice a week. And if you got a broken anything, you can go hand them the broken piece and they'll give you a brand new one. You don't have to get it shipped off or anything. They just give you a brand new one right then. And if it's new and improved, they'll give you the new model, which is cool.
No one said he had to hold in his sneeze, but your vocal cords do not need to
Yes, isn't it awesome,
be involved
timekeeper?
in the sneezing process at all.
So Air
Right,
Supply,
timekeeper, I will sing the hell out of some
Air Supply is coming first, and then the month after that, Toto.
Craftsman is gone.
Toto.
I guess Sears did shut down, didn't they?
So that's why that.
Yeah, except this ding dong's like Africa's coming next. I'm like, Africa?
I didn't mean
Are
to.
you sure that's not the song in the band is Toto?
I meant to say Toto. I said, yeah, Africa's coming next. Yeah.
I've never heard of that
Let's
band.
go
What do
watch
they sing?
Africa.
Toto. Yeah.
I was saying it fast. You can't
I'll
even.
go watch some Air Supply.
Yeah. I think it'll be cool to go see Air Supply.
It's just going to be us and a bunch of other old people, right? I was going to say old people, but I included other because clearly we belong in that category.
I want to go see Slipknot. Wow,
He
Jazzy.
doesn't listen to music like that. And I wouldn't go see Slipknot, but I did ask him if he would go see Green Day with me and kind of got a non-committal answer to that.
Did you see, and congratulations to Yeehee, that the G-Class V2 was the number 2 mod of 2021, I think. Yeah,
Did not see it.
I think it was 2021. Was it 2021 or 2022, Jazzy?
Well, good
Because
Lord,
we're
John
still
Q.
in this year, so
Could you imagine if a fart was as powerful as a sneeze? You'd blow yourself off your chair all the time. That would be interesting. You could harness it and use it as a right, John Q. Yeah, we're gonna go see Toto too. That's the only fucking song that I know.
what was
that
number
I'm aware
1?
of.
I'm gonna guess that the number 1 was the Guar, but I could be wrong. I don't know. That's an award for this year, really, Jazzy?
This
Wow.
year's not over yet.
How the hell did they win it this year? Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not like too much stuff's gonna come out of it, right? I know, Dolores. You know, some of these drawers that men wear that are just like ghosts of their former selves would not hold up to sneeze level farts.
Hold the Line. That's a good song.
Was that Toto? Okay, I know that song too.
That's a good song, man. So Munchkin has the other SL class. I have this one, the
Did
one
you?
with the solid black. She got the one with the pretty designs, which I'm okay with that.
No, bless the rains.
It wasn't a
I
yearly
mean, lots
reward.
of people
Oh,
miss the
okay.
rains down in Africa because it doesn't rain a whole lot. Well, depending on what part of Africa I'm supposed.
Whoa, I just shot a battery up in the air. The other main thing,
He just wants to buy a new torque
I
wrench.
have-
And my daughter totally ratted him out. First, she ratted him out for trying to spend money he doesn't have on tools he doesn't need. And then she ratted him out for drinking 2 big old glasses of vodka because she asked me, is he napping? And I said, yes, why? And she said, well, chugging 2 glasses of vodka will do that. So, yeah, he made himself a drink a little earlier than he should have on a Thursday and took a
hey,
nap till 8 p.m.
it was getting boring, and I thought, oh, what's
Good night, Neil.
one drink gonna hurt?
Yeah, he thought that it's just like a mixed drink
Yeah,
with vodka in it, like the
right.
what is it
It's
called?
pink lemonade with vodka in
pink
it.
lemonade and then the red, white, and berry. No, it's flavored vodka. It's not pink lemonade with vodka in it. So he drank 2 great big iced tea sized glasses of fucking vodka and wondered why he passed out and slept till 8 o'clock.
It was good. It didn't taste strong. I just drank it. I was like, yeah, it's fine. Ooh, I got a pop.
My coworker started 2 days ago.
Oh yeah.
And while there is no comparison to Valerie, just because but this girl, right? I wouldn't even
Right,
say girl.
timekeeper?
She is an older woman, and they were mega pints. They were definitely mega pints. She has just jumped in with both feet and has gone. She looks like Reba McEntire with blonde
Well,
hair too.
I can show you. Go ahead.
But yeah, she's doing really, really good, and I'm very, very happy. And just the past couple days, I told her if she hadn't started when she did, especially as busy as I've been this week, I'd be curled up in a ball in my office, shaking and crying like a scared chihuahua or something.
I had 2 full size of these glasses. So I don't know how that compares.
A lot of vodka. That's a lot. A lot. A lot.
2 full size glasses.
No, I
of
don't think she's
vodka
bald.
of that. So yeah, it was good. I just thought it was flavored, and it wasn't going to be that strong, but it
Kind of
tricked
like me as an 8-year-old that made myself a freaking white Russian every day when I would be bald.
That's,
Look,
that's a lot.
my chores was to do the dishes after dinner. So mom and dad would go in the other room. I'd turn on the little radio in the kitchen and I'd make myself a Kahlua and milk while I did the dishes because I thought that the word liqueur meant that it was just liquor flavored. I didn't realize. So I was making myself a mixed drink every night after dinner while I did the dishes. And when my mom noticed the bottle was empty, who drank all this? So, yeah. I thought
Yeah,
they were great. It
speaking
explains
of-
why I slept so good as a young person.
Speaking of, drinking all of something. Katie goes, "Are you drinking the zero sugar French vanilla creamer?" I was like, yeah."
That's ours. We bought it.
She said it was theirs.
Then that means they drank all of ours.
Right.
Or did I buy the coconut?
We bought coconut cream, but we also went back and got French vanilla. And I think you
I thought
took
we
that one to
both-
the office, though.
I don't know.
So she says it was theirs. So I'm like, well, I didn't mean to. I thought it was ours. So, you know.
Yeah, well, it's payback for the entire bottle of vodka that she drank. Kahlua is so good. Yeah.
Knife for
Yeah,
fishing.
tell her she owes you 5 containers worth of coffee creamer for the bottle of
Oh,
vodka.
well,
that
she did
drank.
say, "Oh, I don't mind." You know, she had to throw that in after she
Mhm.
realized, you know, how much stuff of ours she drank. I have a giant bottle of Kahlua in there.
We do.
I bought a big bottle of Kahlua because I was like, you know what? If you're gonna buy it, why not buy it?
What I really want is Bailey's, but I'm too cheap to spend $30 on coffee creamer.
That's basically what it
'Cause
is. I mean, it's
That's what I would use
alcoholic
it for.
coffee creamer.
Yes, she does, Jazzy. They all do. The whole group.
I want, you know, I'm jealous and not jealous of Vapor Expo UK just because their show
I'm
was.
not jealous. It sounded like it was shit.
It was. The thing about it is, though, you know as well as I do, it's not about what they're selling at the show. It's about going and hanging out with your people, man. That's what it's about. Who
Right.
cares what they sell? So, yeah, it was a crap fest. I mean,
Well,
they sold
yeah,
pods.
to an extent. I mean, Richmond had one small section with hardware, but
Yeah.
they did have a couple booths with hardware, but it was mostly juice and that other stuff.
That
But there was
show-
still stuff to buy. I would be very disappointed if there was literally nothing to buy.
that Atlanta, when they did that vape showcase in Atlanta, that was a 50-50 balance show. I mean, there was
that was a good one.
every bit as much hardware as there was juice. You could buy batteries, everything you wanted in there.
Well, I
was
couldn't
there.
buy shit because I was fucking broke, but yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
You know,
I was broke too. I'm like looking at all the stuff going,
that
damn,
didn't
man.
stop you.
No, nothing stops me. When I need to get it done, I get it done.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, Jazzy. It hasn't been that way in a long time. I miss it, man. I wish we could get some shows back here. If I had the pull and the power, I'd be hosting a freaking vape event. I'd make everybody come to Virginia or something. Or we could go to North Carolina, South Carolina. I don't care. I don't mind driving some to get to one, but I don't want to drive halfway across, like California. Even though DeMillen's over there, make DeMillen leave the house.
I think the funnest ones, besides the one in Winston-Salem, because the way it was set up, Richmond was good just because the Vapors had the run of the entire hotel.
Vape shows were about hotel orgies? No. That one that we went to that the hotel was hooked to. That
No
was awesome.
hotel orgies. Now, me, Stacy, and Kristen did kind of commandeer or kidnap Janae Fowler, and we went to the hotel room and got high and fed her apples because we didn't realize she was a vegetarian. So we offered her food, and then all we had was apples. So we felt bad for that, but just sitting around because we had the whole run of the hotel. So after the show was over and everybody packed up, the actual ballroom, they left all the tables set up. So everybody was just sitting around talking and playing Cards Against Humanity or sitting there drinking moonshine and shooting the shit, getting drunk until the wee hours of the morning and then stumbling back to your room. It was fun. Bill Godshaw, that's the guy that I got drunk and chatted with until Greg Connolly took him away from me and made him go to bed.
That reminds me when we went to Cozumel and went down to Senior Frogs. And I don't know what it is, but man,
I don't think that hotel in Richmond had smoke alarms, DeMillen. I'm going to be honest with you. that would have been a surprise.
Yeah, we did have somebody set the smoke alarm. I was like, man, who was stupid enough to set off the fire alarm? Yeah, that was bad.
Shit, at the one in Winston-Salem, I had to get up and drive out into the middle of God knows where to Applebee's to try to rescue Stacy because she got
Congratulations,
abandoned.
Jazzy.
And that was from the dude, was it from .com? Talked her into staying at Applebee's after everybody left to sing karaoke because they were both drunk, right? And when they were leaving, he got in the cab or Uber or whatever it was without her. So she called me and I had to go rescue her. I drove around at 2:00 in the morning in a strange town in my pajamas trying to find her, to find out that she had already gotten a ride back. I was pissed when I got back to the hotel room, but not as pissed as she was, because I heard from Brimless that she was walking around looking for him, threatening to beat the brakes off of him, and this grown-ass man was hiding from her throughout the entire convention, because she probably would have killed him if she would have caught him.
Brimless is crazy. Son of a
Well, the
gun,
next
it's
night
nuts.
we couldn't find Stacy until we saw pictures of her that somebody had posted after the convention was over. Her and Brimless fell asleep on the bench outside the bar, curled up on the bench sleeping. They passed out there.
Yeah, the shower cap is works out a lot.
wet
I've
washcloth.
done that dumb
Mhm.
long. Most of the hotels we were staying at had the little shower cap thing, so it already had elastic. You literally could just stick it around the
Mhm.
smoke alarm and you're good. Just got to remember to take it down when you leave. That's the one thing I try to remind people of if you're doing a vape event and go to a hotel and you cover up your smoke alarm. Don't forget to take that off when you leave. You'll leave the room like, I got all my chargers and I got my bag, but you'll forget that freaking bag that's covering the smoke alarm. And they'll be like, I know what they were doing. And might get in trouble. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I never really. I mean, I'm talking to a former stoner here that has fucking smoked out some hotel rooms. I never really thought about setting off the smoke alarm. Yeah, she was stranded at Applebee's at 2 a.m. and whatever town is outside of Winston-Salem. I have no idea. I just followed the GPS and then she wasn't there. And how long do you drive around looking for a woman that called you in a panic because she's stranded in the middle of nowhere and you can't find her? So I must have drove around for half an hour, 45 minutes trying to text her to find out where she was with no answer before I gave up and drove back to the hotel.
I had
And
to.
she was there. I was so
The
mad.
smoke alarms on cruise boats or cruise ships are quite sensitive. You know, we had just
I
got
would
on the
fucking
boat.
hope so.
Well, I mean, right when we got on the cruise boat, we got in our room and I was like vaping. I didn't even see the smoke alarm and it went off. And next thing I know, they were saying something over the intercom in our room, you know, blah, 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 smoke alarm. I'm like, it's just a shower. You know, the steam came out from the, okay, we still got to send somebody to check. So while
turn
they
on
were,
the shower
I
real
turned
quick.
the shower on real fast and had it pouring out steam. And I was like, yeah, man, I don't know. But they had seized my luggage, or one of my suitcases, because
Was that the same time with the vodka and the water
Yeah.
bottles? You just a law breaking motherfucker, weren't you?
well, you know,
I'm gonna break all the rules.
they allowed you to bring like a 6-pack of water bottles or a 6-pack of Coke onto the ship. So I was like, oh, vodka's clear. I'm going to use it in my water bottles. So I took 2 out of the 6 water bottles and filled them with vodka and closed them up, cleaned them off really good and everything. But apparently those little drug sniffing dogs can still smell that stuff. So they called me to the cargo bay of the cruise ship, which is, you know, you get on a cruise boat, everything's all beautiful and everything. If you go on the 3rd floor, it looks like a giant metal warehouse. It was just a big warehouse with metal poles, that's all it was, with luggage everywhere. And they were like, yeah, our dog hit on your thing. So I was like, I don't know why the dog did that. So he pulled out a water bottle and looked at it to check the seal. Luckily, it was actually one of the water bottles that he looked at, and he's like, "Okay, you're fine. You can go." And
Well,
let
I
me.
don't understand with alcohol being as cheap as it is, why would you smuggle alcohol onto the boat?
Well, I don't think alcohol was that cheap. It was like $10 a drink, and I was
Well, I
thinking,
guess you got to get to the island or wherever it is to buy it.
yeah, oh yeah, when you buy
Okay,
it,
so say if you're on a cruise and you go to an island and you buy a bottle, can you drink that bottle on the boat or does it have
no,
to stay sealed?
it has to stay sealed.
Well, that's bullshit.
Yeah. So,
Never mind, carry on. I would have
I mean,
smuggled
unless
some
you
too.
drink it all and throw it away before they notice, I mean, I guess you could do that, but you can't bring any of it on until I think the last day of the cruise anyway, so it's kind of defeats the purpose.
So, like when you get off for an excursion, do they search you when you get back on the boat?
Yes. You go through
Really?
you go through a metal detector when you get back on the ship. Yep.
Okay, does a metal detector doesn't detect a $10 bottle of Crown Royal?
No, but I don't see how you would get back on the boat with that stuff. I mean, it's been a while since I don't know what they do now because I went many years ago,
You
but
better believe I'd be sitting on that boat where we're going to drink this bottle before we get back on this boat. And I'm telling
I
anybody that
literally-
walks up, who wants to join me? Shots all around. I got to finish this. They won't let me bring it on the boat.
I literally took the two
See,
bottles of
Dolores,
vodka and
same. I'd rather
poured
just
them
go
down
on
the
an
sink. I didn't even drink them.
all-inclusive.
I poured them down the sink. So
At that point, why?
I know
You already got away with it.
I
Just
got away with
fucking
it, but
drink it.
I threw them. Yeah, cruises can be you can catch some stuff now, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't want Jamaica weed. I can't even handle Colorado weed. Fuck that. I don't.
I didn't want to go to Jamaica
am
because I
a
knew they were going to
weed
be offering
lightweight
weed
now.
and all that stuff. So we went to the Bahamas instead, which is pretty neat.
See, all I can think about as cruises is the norovirus, which is nothing more than a stomach virus. But I don't want to spend my entire vacation in a bathroom where you can't even, man spread on the toilet because it's so fucking small with projectile vomiting or whatever else. No, I'm pretty sure it's still the norovirus. That's the number one thing on cruise ships.
Well,
I don't know. A cruise, the idea of it sounds nice, being able to look out at the water and stand, but at the same time, I'd rather go to one of these all-inclusive resorts where I get there, I stay there, I don't have to worry about.
Those aren't cheap, by the way.
Okay, so I wouldn't say I panic, but I'm a planner. So if we got off the boat, I would spend my entire time off the boat planning and thinking in my head about what time we have to finish each activity to make sure we get back to the boat on the same time. That would not be enjoyable to me. It would be too stressful.
Well, they give you plenty of time. They'll, when you leave off the boat in the morning, they'll say, all right, you need to be back on the boat by 6 p.m.
Yeah, so at 3,
Bahama
I'd be like,
time,
we need to get back on the
whatever.
boat at 6 p.m.
They'll
Let's
tell
go.
you
Hurry
whatever
up.
time you're in, time zone you're in. So I know when I went
'Cause
to
they'll
Senior
leave without
Frogs,
you.
I was wasted. I couldn't even walk. I had to take a cab that dropped me off at the dock of the ship, and I pretty much crawled back up the gangplank.
Oh, I would have been so mad at you if I had to take. I don't know how you survived that.
Okay.
If I was her, I would have killed you because now
Senior
I have
Frogs,
to babysit you.
Dude, they had like margaritas for like $2 that came in
Nobody
these
said you had to drink them all.
It was awesome. They were good. They were really good. So yeah, I had some really good drinks.
Now, see, this is a service they should offer, right? So you're getting off the boat. Do you need a babysitter? Yes. Someone that will follow behind you and make sure you don't get ripped off by the locals. They will get you back to the boat on time, no matter how drunk you are. They'll call the cab. I need a minder. I need a babysitter just to follow me around and tell me when it's time to do stuff so I don't have to think.
They have babysitters
that would be perfect.
On the ship.
For grown-ups?
No, not for grown-ups. They have
No, but that's what I need. I need a babysitter so I can go to Senior Frogs and get shit-faced and not have to worry about getting myself back on the boat. I want another adult responsible for that.
Well, there's
Make
so
sure
many
I don't
people
leave
that
my purse,
go.
lose my passport. I need a babysitter.
There's more than just, it wasn't just us from the boat that went to Senior Frogs. There was more people, so we
Yeah, the
could have
locals,
asked
they
for
don't give a
help.
shit about you. No, you don't ask somebody you don't know for help. That's how you get robbed and murdered and you end up in a Jamaican ditch.
Why go on a cruise?
That's why I haven't been on a cruise, because
It's not bad.
I'm too high strung for that kind of shit.
It's not bad like you think. It's not.
They
It's
should
actually,
do that. We should start that as a company, adult babysitters for cruise lines. When you get off the boat, you're assigned a babysitter that will just follow you around and make sure, oh, you forgot your jacket. Oh, don't forget your purse. Do you need to go to the bathroom? We need to go to the bathroom before you leave. You know,
let's go to
don't
New
forget to
Orleans.
pay your
Let's do it,
tab, you
Harry.
know.
You got
So I don't
seasick.
get seasick, so I'm not really worried about
Hey,
that.
Breeze.
Hi, Breeze.
Yeah, I didn't get seasick at all, even though, you know, they have Dramamine on
Y'all
the
don't
boat.
steal my idea. I
They
want to
also
start that.
have, they have these little bracelets that you wear.
How come I've disappeared into my green screen?
They have bracelets you can buy on the boat that literally have a round bead of plastic that's supposed to push against your wrist to
Mhm.
keep you from getting seasick. I don't believe that works, but they sell them. The Dramamine, I could see that working, but
Some
the
people
little
don't have that.
the little bracelet, I can't see how that.
Yeah,
would
but
work.
I mean, it's not. It's not. It's kind of green.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're
it's
turning
green.
into a tree every once in a while.
Well, I mean, you get one babysitter for every two people. How much do you think that would go in there? I would say $100 a day for an adult babysitter. I wouldn't be hard to babysit, because even when I'm drunk, I'm still the responsible one. But I mean, you know, that's I can't relax when other people are drinking because I feel like I have to be in charge and
That's awesome.
arrange and corral. What? No, that's
That's
not awesome.
that's good. That means I
No,
can,
it's not,
I can
because that
drink
means I
more.
never get to truly relax. $150 to $200. I'd pay for that. You can get me off on Cozumel. All right, where's my babysitter? Let's go. I mean, you could charge more and have it include like bond. If I get thrown in jail, you'll come get me and make sure I'm back on the boat.
It's an acupuncture point bracelet.
Yes.
I mean,
Designated
it may
travel.
work, Cherokee. I have no idea. I just know that they have them. It literally is just a round piece of plastic that pushes on your wrist because it's a tight piece
Got
of
to push
elastic.
in the right place, or it's not gonna
Yeah,
work.
and it's supposed to keep you from getting seasick. I was like, okay, well, I just didn't have that problem. Most of those bigger cruise ships have valve planes anyway. They keep the boat from rocking too much.
I don't know if you've seen them in storms. They rock.
Yeah, if you get in a bad storm, I mean, the first couple cruises I took, no problems. The last one I went on, yeah, it rocked pretty good. And it's kind of funny because people will have drinks and stuff, and if the ship does one of these numbers, the drinks just they all slide and fall, which is why they usually don't use glass or anything like that. It's usually some type of plastic or something. So
Can you bring an empty sippy cup on said cruise? You know, the kind for toddlers with a round bottom so they don't tip over. They just kind of wobble back and
there
forth.
you go.
Like, here's your glass, ma'am. No, I brought my own. Just fill that up. Like a weeble wobble.
I'm glad.
I think that's a good idea. We should look into making that a thing.
Walker's
Mhm.
like I am. When he gets into something, he's like fully into it. So
As long as he doesn't abandon it in a month like
no,
you
no,
do.
he, like I said, when he gets into something, he's fully into it. So now that he's
Mhm.
got the mod, he's been looking up all about the mod, vaping in general, wattages. He already knew Ohm's law, which is great. So he's getting very familiar with the whole process now because you know, some people just do, you know, I just want to be able to vape. I just throw a coil in there, put my juice and expect it to work.
So
But
he's dove down the rabbit hole.
yeah, he's went down the rabbit hole so that he can understand why each thing does what and what it does and how to change stuff and the airflows and the wattages versus the ohms and so on and so forth. So that's good. I mean, if it keeps them interested, that's more of a reason. What?
Dolores sent me a link. It's a sippy cup, and it's called the Munchkin Miracle.
What?
14-ounce sippy cup.
The
That
Munchkin,
is awesome.
the Munchkin Miracle. It
It says elderly sippy cup. I'm gonna let that go, Dolores, but
is
yeah,
made by Munchkin. The Munchkin Miracle. That's
yeah.
too
If
funny.
you look at the subject line of the link, it says keywords elderly plus sippy cup.
So that's what Dolores typed in, was elderly. That was her search.
They got a blue one with a lid and a straw. That's 14 ounce.
Yeah, 14 ounces is a little bit bigger than a Coke can.
I'm adding this shit to my cart. I don't care what y'all say.
Pay no
I'm
attention
gonna
to all
go
the
with
other
purple,
stuff
though.
that's in the cart.
What do you mean pay no? What? Jesus! $617. Don't hit proceed to checkout. Go to cart. There we go.
If you were to hit checkout and buy all that stuff, I'm like, hey, we got everything now.
No, it would say I'd get an email. Hey, your order was rejected. Your order didn't go through.
Ah, there you go, Cloud Chucker. I'm glad you got the ohms down about where you wanted them at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dom Long, I did the same thing. I melted my first plastic tank because I didn't realize banana and the
Oh
I
man,
forgot the type
yeah,
of
the
plastic, but
banana.
yeah, melted it promptly. I mean, just watched it shatter in front of my eyes and thought, okay, maybe it was defective and I didn't notice. So I tried the second one, promptly fucked that one up too. Called the company and they had no idea what I was talking about. So I called the buddy that recommended it to me, and he brought an extra tank over to me, and that's when I started Googling it and found ECF, and I was gone for
Mommy's
like 3 days.
sippy cup. It's the same cup you got now. It's just got
Yeah.
a hole in the center for your straw. A mommy's sippy cup.
Mhm.
Oh man, if people saw that, they would just be like, what?
My daughter's a little too old for me to be considered mommy, though. She only calls me mommy when she wants something.
Well, yeah. That's the way most kids are, aren't they?
Mhm.
They call you when they want something. That's when they call
I
you.
still do that to my mom. I'm like, hey, mommy. Matter of fact, I need to go see her because she sent me a picture. Apparently, she has made a collection for me of various items, which is a lot of shoes. And one of them is brand new and literally still has like the paper shoved down in them. So she's got shoes and perfume for me. 14 ounces isn't necessarily for children.
My drink has
That's
been
bad
empty for quite
travel
some time.
size. Well, go make yourself a drink.
I do need a drink. I only made one. I mean, and I didn't fill this all the way. I'm not drinking 64 ounces, guys. I only put one Coke in here. So.
Right, that shadow makes it look like you've got a gigantic bruise on your arm.
A bruise?
Yeah, it's the shadow from your microphone, I guess, made it look like your elbows all kind of jacked up. It's a smaller cup than I normally use, yeah, but 14 ounce wouldn't be bad for work or something like that. Yes, my new coworker, I am very happy. She has jumped right in and has made my life significantly easier. So that's good. And she's really nice. I did ask her what type of music she listens to, and she said she listens to Christian music. So I guess I won't be playing music at work because I've got some oldies on there. They're not too bad, but something tells me she probably wouldn't like Pantera or Testament or something like that. Probably not. So we'll just not listen to music in the office, I suppose. But other than that, she's
Wow,
nice.
that stuff is very cherry.
Are you drinking my cherry whiskey?
What?
What?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
What? Which one?
I totally should have got Karina to order that for me instead. I
500
told my
mil.
boss I needed to order something for my new coworker, right?
Uh-huh.
And before we hung up, I said, "Oh, and I'm gonna have her get me something for myself too, right?" And he laughed. So I ordered a rug for the kitchen, but I should have bought this. Look at the link that Dire thing posted.
That's got an alcohol dispenser?
Yes. Now
Wow.
see, Stacy rigged one up. She had a box of wine. She took the bag out of the box and rigged it up to a hose in her backpack that came out of her backpack and into her sweatshirt and up her sleeves. So she was walking around drinking wine out of her backpack all night. I do have Striper on my playlist, but only like 3 songs. And it bounces around. So it might go from Striper to Slayer to Johnny Horton. And,
What's
yeah,
that?
we'll just
What's that Chinese website? It's not Alibaba, but it's something like
Wish,
that. No, it's not Wish. It's Ali something. They,
AliExpress.
I think that's it. They got a paramotor on there that's
No.
like no, I wouldn't be buy. Trust me, I wouldn't buy it. Anyways, you can only weigh up to 165 pounds to use it. They had it sitting next to a regular paramotor. It's like
Mhm.
half the size of a normal one. And I watched the guy fly it. I couldn't believe my eyes. The thing actually works. It gets you up in the air, but it's like 2,500 bucks. It's way cheaper than a normal paramotor, but you got to be light as a feather. I mean, 100 well, I mean 160 pounds I guess isn't, a lot of people are lighter than that, but if I got down to that weight, I would be nothing but bones. There's no
That
way.
is so freaking cute.
What is cute? That purse?
The portable wine purse. Yeah. Look at the different
I could
colors.
just imagine you. All right, y'all ready? You just throw your purse up on there and pull out the nozzle. They're like, what?
Right? I'm trying to figure out how discreet that flap is. Wonder if I could get that motherfucker into Busch Gardens.
Yeah,
Oh, it looks like the nozzle screws in so you can take it off and close it up.
yeah. It looks very
Uh,
friendly. $56 though. Damn. How much does that hold? 3 liters? Holy moly. Yeah.
that is cute.
Usually ships within 2 to 3 days. Yeah.
Okay, this the first the first thing says I've seen much better ones that are very incognito because apparently they have one that's got a removable bottom. So if someone was to look in the purse, they see a purse with all your shit and it's got a removable bottom that's insulated with the wine bladder that goes in it. They said that one is all insulated like a cooler, so the shiny silver inside gives it away is not a purse.
Okay. A lot has to do with the pitch of the prop. Yeah, Cherokee. I'm just saying. I don't know what video it was. I saw it, but the one that Alibaba or whatever AliExpress sells is way smaller than a normal size paramotor. I guess if you went cheap on anything, you could do cheap on the motor. You definitely don't want to cheap out on the glider because that's what's keeping you up in the air and alive. The motor on your back is just pushing you. I mean, it's hell, even the good ones die all the time. So, yeah, they've already pitched out those propellers as much as they can to get the maximum amount of thrust for the size that you buy because they have anywhere between like 125 centimeters on up to 150, depending on the size of the cage that you have. That's what size prop you can use. You don't want to
Where would I put a wine boob, Cherokee?
a wine boob.
I'd have to get two or I'd be lopsided.
Well, I mean, even at Busch Gardens, I've never been like, oh man, if we had, I just keep
No,
some in the
instead we
car.
brought we brought that one cup in that we had whiskey in and then needed a refill on ice, but the machine was broke, so we had to hand the cup over to the attendant. And I know that when she opened that lid, the smell of bourbon had to have fucking knocked her over because I could smell it 2 feet away from her. She didn't say anything though. She just filled it back up with ice and handed it to us, but that was strong.
It was. I remember that
Very
now. Yeah, we
strong.
had one of the parks cups and filled that thing up with liquor. She was like, "Whoa!"
She didn't
Well,
give it
you
away
could
that she
tell
smelled anything then.
yeah, she knew, she smelled it. It was,
I'm sure everybody around us smelled it. It was very strong.
yeah. Oh my
Shit, when they
goodness.
want $13.99 for a fucking 12-ounce glass of beer, what do you expect? They got the sangria there, $14.99 for a glass of frozen sangria. You can kiss
Yep.
my ass.
Yep. $15, man.
Look,
That's ridiculous. I told them that on their survey too. I was like, look, y'all are owned by a beer company. You're right next door to the beer company, and you're charging $14 for a freaking one little cup, one of those little plastic solo cups of beer, draft beer. Come on, dude.
yeah, I mean, I
That's
understand it's a theme
ridiculous.
park, but damn, I paid $6.99 for this bottle of sangria. That's a good size bottle. $6.99. I could buy 2 of these bottles for less than what they charge for one glass of that frozen sangria at Busch Gardens.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous.
I don't know why they charge way too much. So
Mm-hmm. And their little 10% discount that we get with our pass ain't shit. If
I'm
you've got a pass, that means you're local. We should get like 25%
did
off.
somebody say boob? Yeah, John Q, you missed all the boobage.
That was delayed. You're
I
like
think
way
the
behind.
what was I gonna say?
I don't know.
I'm disappointed that my tag isn't here yet. They were like, oh yeah,
It'll be here.
they've been coming in through. Well, the temporary tag only lasts 30 days.
Okay, well, they take a long time
Well,
to mail.
she said
The mail
you've been getting
sucks.
them in like 3 days. Well, it's been way longer than 3
I
days.
mean, think about the bills that we've been getting. They're coming in 2 days after the frickin' due date.
Yeah.
The post office sucks balls.
Yeah.
Kitty cat.
Get one of the purses and fill it with sangria.
I could do that.
Put some rock salt in there. We'll have frozen sangria.
Well, when we took the girls, we just loaded up a cooler and we took the trolley back out to the car and ate sandwiches and had drinks.
Yeah, we had a little picnic in the back of the
while
truck.
I dried my socks and shoes in the sun.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we rode that Escape from Pompeii. And when you come down, well, actually, when you first get on the ride and go to the top, it splashes you down in water and you're instantly soaked.
Did I not tell you that was going to happen?
I rode it before,
Oops.
but it's been so long, I forgot.
We never got on that one before.
Yeah, we have.
Did we?
Yeah, we've
I
been
don't
on
think
it.
we have.
Yeah, we've been on it.
Okay.
I just didn't remember that the front completely goes underwater when you hit the top.
Entirely all in his lap. It was pretty funny.
Oh
he
man,
looked very surprised. You know, they should put the camera right there.
Yeah, right. That would be a good place for the camera. It's probably too dark for it. They'd have to flash you in the face to get the picture. But when is a show dedicated to John Q like Dolores wants?
Well, we'd have to find appropriate topics in order to dedicate the show to you, John Q.
Appropriate.
Means I'd have to order another bag of dicks. He's got a little backpack that's flat that you can put on underneath your clothes, but I wouldn't let him wear it to Busch Gardens because it looks stupid.
I tried. It does look stupid, but it's very skinny. If it was cold outside, you could put it on. They wouldn't even see it. But you can't wear that in the summer, and they'll be like, "What the hell is that?"
No, you're not walking around looking like a weirdo.
Yeah.
Might as well just let you wear with Crocs with socks or something if you're going to go to Busch Gardens wearing that.
What's the difference between that and carrying around a wine purse?
Because the wine purse looks just like a purse. It's not strapped to my back with tubes and hoses coming out everywhere.
That's my vape device, kinda.
Fake
Can't
device.
can't fool them,
Whatever.
huh?
We did get the girls on 2 roller coasters, which was their first roller coasters ever. So that was pretty cool. They got on the Loch Ness without hesitation
Yeah,
and
they
then
did. I
got
don't
back
think
on
they
it
knew
2
that.
more times in a row.
I don't think they knew the first time they got on that it went upside down. So that
They
was
did
awesome.
because I told them that it does loops.
Oh,
But I think the deciding factor was they saw the griffin off in the distance and saw how much taller that one was. It was like, well, what's that little tiny yellow one right there? So I think it was a comparison factor.
she found you a bunch, three bags of dicks with a note
I
card.
think those may be the ones that I sent to John Q with his coffee cup. John Q, do you still have your coffee cup? It says have a nice day. When you take a sip, it's got somebody flipping you the bird on the bottom of the cup.
Wow. Have you got the Temple RDA? Ooh. Isn't that an old RDA, Cloud Chucker? I don't remember if I got the Temple or not. I'm not a big RDA guy. I don't buy a lot of RDAs. I buy some of them, especially when they look innovative, or like they'll have a lot of flavor. I usually get those, but I don't buy a lot of RDAs just because I'm not a big dripper fan. Only because then I may have it. Cloud Chucker. I'd have to look. I got a gabillion of them, but I don't. If I'm at home or at work, I like the convenience of a tank. I don't have to sit there and drip it constantly. I mean, if you're in the habit of dripping, then it's probably, it's great because, I mean, you get really good flavor from a dripper, obviously, but I don't like the hassle of having to drip all the time.
No, I think tanks have come far enough. There's no reason for a dripper
Right.
anymore.
Yeah, if tanks sucked and a dripper was way, way better, then I'd be like, nah, I'll stick with a dripper. But tanks are really good now, so I'm just going that route.
Hell's Gate mod. I cannot say
Hell's
that I
Gate
do,
mod.
dumb one.
Depends
Google.
on is that wait. I remember that I remember it, but I'm not sure if it was the one. I know I don't have one, I'm pretty sure.
I remember that. I remember the look, but I don't remember anything about it. Here's a link to Element Vape with it.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
There you go. Dolores got it.
Let me see what we got here. Oh, there's the Temple. See, I don't know if I have that. I'm not sure. It looks like one that I've had. Oh, you found the Hell's Gate. Okay. Or Dolores did too. Oh, yeah, I do remember that mod. I never bought one. I know for a fact I don't have that thing. It was interesting because you could put 2 RDAs on top of it, and then basically the stream from each one of your RDAs go into one single stream into your mouth. So it's basically so you could mix and match flavors, I guess. That would be weird, I think. And
Some
taste
flavors
probably
go
hard.
good together though.
Drippers are great for testing flavors, Timekeeper. I remember way back in the day, I was using drippers with no cotton to check flavors.
Do you remember the HH357? I bought one of those. It was like almost $30 for a freaking what essentially was a cartomizer to take to conventions to taste juice.
Yep.
And a lot of them ended up being duds. So you could get one and it tasted like complete shit.
His bag of dicks were sour.
You didn't answer me, John Q. Do you still have the coffee cup?
Man, I'm tired.
I may have chose to buy you sour sour dicks.
I don't like when she makes me go to work with her on Fridays. I like being able to relax all day. Well, not really
I don't like having to
relax,
go to
but-
work on Fridays either.
Yeah, but you got company now. You didn't have company before.
Sometimes it's good to not have company so I can listen to music and complain loudly at my computer.
What are you going to do? Make her go away? That's not going to happen. Okay, double vision dripper. How often to drip and how many drops? Tired of this thing flooding. Oh, the double vision. Wow. I think I have one of those.
I would say less than whatever you're doing currently.
Yeah, see that depends a lot, Wally, on how much cotton you put in there and how deep the juice well is in there. If that dripper, because I don't remember, has a deep juice well, then you can put a lot more cotton in there because it's going to soak all that up and it's going to keep it wet longer than it would for something that has a very shallow juice well, unless you are squonking it. Now, if you're squonking it, you want to use very little cotton because all you're doing is basically squeezing juice in there and it instantly goes up there. So you don't need extra cotton so that you don't have to, I mean, unless you want to squonk less, that's possible. But the more cotton you can get in there on the dripper you want enough cotton in there to cover the bottom of the deck without impeding any airflow whatsoever or juice flow. You want your juice to be able to get all around the bottom of the RDA. So you got to find that delicate balance. Yeah, 8 to 10 drops should be plenty, just like Timekeeper says. That should be plenty.
Speaking of deep juice wells,
Yes.
did anybody else not get along with the .com? I was never happy with my .coms because it
Why?
was so freaking tall that I would build it and then within a couple hours it just wouldn't wick anymore because there was so much height between.
I
I
like
just
the .com. I didn't have any problems with the .com.
I could never. I even tried a vertical build on them, and it's like the cotton would sag too much because the wet cotton with the just the posts were so tall,
Yeah.
so there was so much space that just the weight of the wet cotton would make them sag. It wouldn't wick. I was constantly getting dry hits. That I just felt like I was constantly dumping juice into thing to get it to vaporite, and I have 3 of them, but I just never. I don't know. I just never. I like the short, stubby ones where the cotton didn't have. You know what I mean? When you tuck the cotton up into the juice well, it was fluffy. It was up
Tugboat.
under the coils, not just hanging down like arms on the side of it, and you just kind of drip and hit for the best.
The only downfall to the tugboat was that you couldn't put big coils in it because the post holes were too small. Other than that, the tugboat was a damn good RDA.
This
Damn
was
good.
my favorite dripper. It's called the
You're welcome,
Asmodella,
Pile Checker.
and it's by Asmodus, and I found it on clearance somewhere. I did use my Dremel to shave the fins off of it, but it's nice and short, and it came with
The leak boat.
and I can't get
Well,
the top
I guess
off.
you could make the tugboat leak if you put too much juice in there. I didn't really have a problem.
I can't get the top off right now, but it had little fins because the whole thing comes apart. So the top comes off, but this outside ring also comes off. So you could take it apart to drip on it instead of dripping your juice right down the airflow hole in the drip tip, and not have to worry about giving yourself a coil tattoo on your lip because that outside ring stayed on. but it was nice and compact, and it had nice wide airflow holes for the time being. You know what I mean? You didn't have to
Munchkin's
drill them
saying
out.
that she didn't get along good with the .com because her cotton would sag. She did not like the .com apparently.
It's called the Asmodella, Dolores, by Asmodus, and I can't get the top cap off. I'm gonna have to get a knife and hope I don't cut the shit out of myself.
How you gonna wait till .com don't make any more .com stuff to say you don't like it? The hell.
I just never did. I
still
could
got
never
my
get it.
gold one. I got the gold one I think is 3 posts. Then I got
My
a
gold
2
one is
post.
right here. I've got the gold one. I've got the 3 posts, and I've got the 2 posts. I've got 3 of them. Here's the
Yeah.
other one right here, right there. And my other one is around here somewhere. I don't. It's up here somewhere. One of the
Well,
cats
mine's
probably
even
knocked it
harder
off
to
somewhere.
find than that, so I'm not blaming you there. I have no idea where all my stuff is. I
It's
got
one of
drippers
your
and
many.
stuff inside drawers that I don't even know where they're at. See, here's a pack of those Beetlons. This was 25 of them. I got a bunch of them. When I bought them, I just said, you know what? I'll buy 25 pack, and haven't had the need for any more since. They're drippers.
Damn, this top cap does not want to come off to save its life.
Well,
Get off.
it's been on there a long time.
Yes, it has.
The Bermuda something or another. Oh.
Yes, that's it. Of course, I took that awful drip tip off. And my top cap doesn't look like that. That mine's flat, but yeah, that one. I like it.
Asmodella. Yeah, I've never had one of those.
I remember asking Nitro about it a long time ago, and he's like, "Well, it's nothing special." Well, I mean, are
Nitro.
any of them really? But Nitro was a nice guy.
I'm not saying
He was a
wasn't.
little odd, but aren't we all?
Yeah.
Where'd it go? Ah, damn it.
Let's see if the mod heist works. Everybody's in the mod heist. Can I rob myself? Well, somebody already took the last seat. Robber, somebody bumped the desk and you're trapped under a landslide of legacy hardware until you discovered the next morning. Ooh.
That is
That's-
so freaking accurate. You guys have no idea.
It is accurate. A landslide of legacy hardware. You literally could bump into something in here and get covered up by stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
I mean, I don't know if it'll all be legacy hardware. It might be some Amazon boxes, empty Dorito bags,
There's
some
no
plates
Dorito
covered
bags.
in dried up mustard.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Oh my goodness. This still has
What?
cotton in it.
Of course it does. Well,
You see?
what used to be cotton?
Yeah, it's still got cotton and coils.
Oh, I don't even want to know.
Yeah. That's rough looking. There's dust in there. Oh, look, there's some of my basic bitch coils. But you know what? This was perfect because it fit your basic bitch coils.
Eddie's gonna throw
and-
up.
Yeah, maybe I can I get the light on it at all so you can see? Can y'all see that at all?
No, it's like blaring us in the
All
face.
right, hold on, I can't.
No, if you can't get the top off, I mean, we can
I
kind
got
of
the
see
top
that.
off. All right, it's nasty. Scorp, this has been sitting on top of this mod stand for probably about
the
3
Blaze.
years.
That'll be another
So-
one I need to get, Graham. The Blaze RTA and the Dead Rabbit 3.
There's no cobwebs, but there is definitely some dust. That's nasty.
Bring it down to Scuba so he can use this. No, Scuba's not going to do the build cam. Scuba's going to bed now. I'm tired, guys. It is 10 o'clock. It's time to
Ugh.
roll out. I want you
All
guys
right,
to
you
have
know
an
what I'm
excellent
gonna do,
weekend.
guys?
What?
I'm gonna keep the top cap off of this. We'll do this on the next show, and I'm gonna have him clean it out and rebuild it with some basic bitch coils. Okay. And we'll see how good this is for an Addy that's not that great. And we'll see what it's like. So I'm gonna leave this sitting right here for Friday.
Yeah, DeMillan, the timing belt is for the Honda Pilot because I did a Carfax report on the Honda Pilot and it doesn't show any records of it ever being done.
No, they're not on the floor. They're on the
And
desk.
since it has a lot of miles on it, I'm going to be doing the timing belt probably myself because I don't want to pay like $2,000 to have it done by somebody else. So I'll be doing it myself.
And I will be inconspicuously absent for this affair because fuck that.
All right. You guys have a good weekend. We'll catch y'all next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace out.